Judge bars Florida from bringing more detainees to Alligator Alcatraz. Cool. That easy, huh? Isn't this being done for environmental reasons? Literally, like, this concentration camp is disrupting the migratory patterns of alligators or something. There's like some kind of crane or perhaps a swamp fish. A federal court in Florida has ruled that Florida can't bring any additional people to the detention center in the Everglades dubbed Alligator Alcatraz. U.S. District Judge Kathleen Williams ruled Thursday in a case that challenged the facility's operation on environmental grounds that the state must stop construction and within 60 days remove fencing, lighting, generators, and waste receptacles installed to support the project. Oh, so that's just shutting it down then. You can't have a prison without these things. There's no way this keeps. There's no way this keeps. It's too easy. It's too easy. You could judge just says 60 days shut down Auschwitz. There's no way. It's going to get appealed. It's going to go to the appellate court, and the appellate judge is going to say, like, well, let's take 2 years to review it. I don't know. But we hope maxing. Maybe you're hope maxing. I'm being realistic right now. See if I can find it. Judge rules Alligator. Just give me that. Is this related?
There's nothing about Alligator Alcatraz that comes close to the Everglades or infringing on environmental concerns. Thankfully, this
isn't it in the Everglades?
Judge's order is.
Why does he look AI? Actually, there's a real thing there. Apparently, YouTube has been doing automatic post-processing to short-form video content on YouTube to make it look, okay, this is speculation, but it kind of makes it look more AI-ish. And apparently, this falls neatly in line with a pre-existing plan on their part to have more auto-generated AI content added. Like, wouldn't it be so convenient for YouTube financially if they got you hooked on the platform without needing to pay out ad revenue to anyone? Like, they could just run advertisements on AI shorts they produced with their massive data centers, and you watch them, and the ad revenue for what you see just goes directly to YouTube rather than a cut with the content creator? Sorry.
Prospective, looks at future construction. Thankfully, Alligator Alcatraz is almost fully constructed. It can already house thousands of detainees. Deportations are underway. So it is fully operating in Florida. Everybody likes the job President Trump is doing on immigration enforcement, and we're going to continue helping him to achieve his goals.
You know, I'm actually not seeing that many news videos on this.
In the battle over Alligator Alcatraz, federal judges weighing the rights of detainees and environmental concerns.
And the rulings could decide both the future of the Everglades facility and the people held inside. Local 10's Christina Vasquez is live in Miami with the latest in this legal saga. Christina.
Yeah, this came out yesterday, so this is actually quite a new development. Yeah, it's from. I didn't realize it's from today, 6:46, less than an hour ago. Okay, so this is very new. Sorry, I didn't occur to me that this article might have just happened. That's huge. That's huge. We breaking. Oh, we breaking. But that also means that I don't have much information to pull from. Well, shit. I mean, I really hope this stands. Wouldn't that be funny? I think it'd be pretty funny. Maybe it's closing. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's an epic meme. Yeah, I saw this one. Philadelphia GOP trying to kill Philadelphia's, or Pennsylvania GOP trying to kill Philadelphia's public transportation by January 2026. They're going to close like all the rail lines. What if we produced audio? Hypothetically.
Let's go!
A rush of Phillies fans arriving on SEPTA, part of a pregame routine.
Let's go!
It's cheap. There's no Uber prices that are over $30, and it's easy.
How do you usually get here?
We actually have really good public transportation in Philly. This is so insane. How would you feel if I said that Philadelphia deserves it because Pennsylvania has not been a loyal blue state? How would you feel then? How would you feel about that? What if I said try harder? Well, what if I said put in more effort? Now, is it fair for me to say that to the blue center of Pennsylvania? No. But is life fair? Also no.
Cross tree line every time.
Getting here this way could get a little more complicated and crowded after this weekend when SEPTA puts cost-saving cuts into effect, including cutting special express trains that help fans get to and from the stadiums.
I think the SEPTA cuts are a disaster for Philly.
You know that Kenya has requested that its debt be transferred from USD over to Chinese yuan just today? When I see stuff like this, I think about that. You know, the big parallel. Why? It's the beginning of the end, my friend.
Philadelphia, this is how we get around. And it didn't impact my attending the game today, but that doesn't mean it's not going to in the future.
For today's Phillies game, SEPTA is running 4 express trips in addition to the regular schedule. For an Eagles game, it would usually be 10. Samantha Spector works at the stadiums. The express trains help her get home.
Well, you decided to work at the stadiums and said, okay, I'm going to take this job. Did you think about how you were going to get here and how you were going to get home?
No, because it's an easy route to get here. Like, it's 2 trains, not even a long ride, but now it's going to be different.
Spector can usually get on an express train after work before the game is over.
It's sad. I've heard good stuff about Philly's public transportation. It's going down, man. It's going down. Everything's going to get worse. Every minute, China lays another mile of high-speed rail, and meanwhile, everything over here is getting rapidly deconstructed.
But now the trip could be more crowded and take longer.
So it's just going to be difficult. Hopefully it doesn't happen.
If SEPTA's cuts continue, there could be even more for her to figure out in January.
How'd they do this? Well, let's read the article, huh? A trio of Republican Pennsylvania state senators, Frank Ferry, Tracy Pennycuck, I'm not reading that any other way, and Joe Picozzi on Thursday called out SEPTA in a statement claiming they've been unresponsive to their outreach, proposed using the Public Transportation Trust Fund to help bridge SEPTA's funding gap. Disappointment, communication, accountability, So they're complaining that SEPTA hasn't been responsive to their outreach, and as a consequence, they're not going to pass a bill that would close the funding gap. SEPTA's refusal to engage with us is unacceptable, said Ferry in a statement. This is a SEPTA-created crisis, both financially and operationally based on choices and mismanagement by SEPTA. We remain willing to work with SEPTA to find solutions. Unfortunately, SEPTA has shown no willingness to work with us and only seems to be interested in providing information to the House Democrats. Okay, but how will they pass a bill to do cuts? You're misunderstanding. The SEPTA is already underfunded and will run out of money. The bill would save SEPTA, but it seems the Republicans are holding it hostage. I remember one of their base politicians trying to bring an amendment to make all the red cities pay for their own transit. Oh, nothing pisses me the fuck off more than when I'm driving out of Seattle and I pass through some podunk little miniature town 40 minutes out by road and I see like well-funded, new, shiny bus stations and sidewalks. And I'm like, you pieces of shit. You do not have the property tax base to support. You leeches. You mother. You're robbing us. I hate them. Listen, okay, farmers say they support America. Okay, then they should be able to support their own public amenities. That's all I'm saying. Looming SEPTA cuts expect to hit the city on Sunday, August 24th. Oh, shit, that's in 3 days. Oh, boy. Ooh, dilly. That's a rough one. Chicago area hitting the same damn thing. State lawmakers from the Chicago area calling for a special legislative session to fix the mass transit budget woes facing the state. 770 Illinois Democrats, though. Yeah, but the Democrats are evil. Don't forget that. Don't get so caught up in these mind games, red versus blue, that you forget, okay? Blue team spy still Scout's mom. No, shit, that was red team spy. Blue team engineer was kind of creepy. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've read the comics. Don't worry about it. SEPTA funding. What if we played the video? What if when I clicked it played the video? Is that too much? Okay.
Breaking news. Time is essentially up to save SEPTA. In less than 10 days, the transit agency is poised to make drastic cuts in service. Thursday night, I'm Shari Williams. Rick has the night off. The big story on Action News tonight is that self-declared doomsday deadline less than an hour away. There is no turning back as SEPTA moves forward with slashing everything from bus routes to regional rail, and it all starts August 24th. Well, despite the deadline, lawmakers were not even in Harrisburg tonight to hash out a solution. Action News reporter Leland Pender looking into this tonight following the impact of this impasse. He's live for us tonight in Overbrook. Leland.
Shari, time to get that plan B together.
By the way, this video was 6 days ago. Keep that in mind.
Figure it out now so you're ready. This now kicks off a 10-day period, SEPTA making adjustments ahead of that first round of cuts kicking in.
It's going to be a real pain in the butt to get to work.
As SEPTA prepares for drastic service cuts, riders are preparing for drastic changes as well.
I might have to transfer to another store or quit my job.
The transportation giant has to shore up a $213 million deficit this fiscal year. Amid inaction in Harrisburg, it's moving ahead with the start of what could ultimately be a 45.
That guy looked a bit like Vosh. You know, you don't have to do that to me and to him. You think he likes that too? Oh, you look like a live streamer?
% cut to service, a 20% increase in fares, and other moves to save money.
We really do have to cut extremely deep on the service side to start achieving those savings.
Right now, it's unclear how much these cuts would account for that $213 million hole.
When we combine all of those elements, so the initial cut, the fare increase, the higher increase, and then the additional cuts, that would help us get toward
Also sounds just like Pete Buttigieg.
Close that budget deficit.
Meanwhile, last summer, thousands of city employees were mandated back to the office full time. We asked the mayor's office what, if any, accommodations were planned for city workers with the local transportation crisis looming. A spokesperson wasn't specific in their response, but said the effects from these changes are real and the city will do everything in its means to ensure public transportation into and throughout Philadelphia is reliable.
And I have to map out a travel route.
If funding isn't secured by midnight Thursday, the first round of cuts are effective August 24th. Monday, SEPTA employees.
Sheesh. Yeah, so it's everything's already predetermined. We're already the car has already sailed off the edge of the cliff. We're just waiting for it to hit the ground, basically.
SEPTA says it's temporarily removed some trains and rails cars from service to conduct inspections. The transit agency says it's trying to avoid removing entire trains from service so there's no impact to commuters. Instead, they are shortening the length of trains from 4 to 6 cars down to 2 or 3. SEPTA tells us the inspections come after 2 rail cars fires earlier this year, like this one last month in Paoli Station. The transit agency says no passengers were on board at the time.
Okay, so in addition to the funding cuts, they're also scaling back service because their trains are catching on fire. I love this country, man. I love this country. It's so cool and not at all humiliating to like go on a Euro tour where you travel through 8 countries where every single one of them has a substantially lower both GDP and GDP per capita and every single than America, and every single one of them is beautiful with much better public amenities and better social services and better welfare, and everything in the public space is better in every way, but like people own fewer cars and the houses are a bit smaller, I guess.